I think we're live. Are we live, everyone? Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful August 30th, 2024. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight. Wherever you are in the world, I'm starting to have a great day myself, and we are joined by actually a big crew tonight. Today I should say. Tyrone, Real Texas Politics, and of course, Aliens.
What's up, guys?
Uh, yeah, the other two. The Texas people are here, right?
Yeah.
You're cutting out Tyrone.
I'm dying.
Yeah, what did you just say?
I'm
Sir.
I think he's dying.
Yeah, I think he's dying also. Yeah, there's a lot to get to today. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, the abortion stuff, the Kamala Harris interview, the Trump town hall in Wisconsin. A lot to get to, but first, before I continue with today's stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below. Like Tyrone would usually say, join the channel today. Just $1 a month, folks. I know Tyrone really can't say it right now because his internet's crapping out. But, yeah. So if everyone got any more, and of course, if everyone got any more questions, concerns...
time stream.
What?
The time stream.
The what stream? Tyrone. Sir. What a great start to this stream. Sir.
Help.
Okay, again, folks, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, best way is to send super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much of chat as possible, but usually super chat's the best way your questions answered. And already we got a super chat. General Hydra for 2. God's sake, man. God's sake, men. You take your time. Well, yeah, Tyrone's internet's like, I don't know what's going on over there. That's bad. Tyrone, fix your shit. Did he just die?
Well, that's what living in Austin. That's what living in Austin does.
Yeah, great. What a great start.
I'm not Austin.
Close enough.
Whatever.
But
Austin
yeah, so
Metro.
okay. We got a lot to get to. Okay, shut up, all of you. All right, let's have we get into the real stuff of the stream. What should we start with first? The abortion stuff, the Harris interview, what? There's a lot to get to.
Lila Rose is a bitch.
Listen, I want to talk one thing. I want to be clear about one thing. I disagree with what Trump said about abortion. Let me be clear about that.
Oh, yeah, me too.
But that doesn't mean that listen, again, I disagree with what he said, but I can understand why he had to say it. Because right now, the issue of abortion and even IVF, it's politically toxic to really go against either of them. Now, with IVF, I think it's more so people don't understand what it is, more so than actually support it. You know, and I think they just don't understand what IVF really is. When you explain to people what it does, what it actually is, because they may think it's just fertility treatments, but in reality, it's not. They may understand, okay, this is not good. This may not be a good idea. But on the abortion stuff, right now it's politically toxic. And Trump's smart to say, leave it to the states. But that's not really a big stink. Kind of.
Okay.
But that's not really a big stink. For those that don't know, yesterday Trump said that he thinks a six-week abortion ban's too lenient or too harsh, and that he may support Amendment 4 in Florida. Now, I disagree with what he said on the abortion stuff, that 6 weeks is too harsh. I disagree with that. But he never said he supports Amendment 4 in Florida. He never said that. He said, I just think 6 weeks is too harsh. But not once did he say, yeah, I'm going to support Amendment 4. The only people saying that are Lila Rose types. You know, the same people we talk about every stream at this point, the same grifters, are lying about what Trump said. First of all, I don't get why these people lie about this. Why? Is this the new grift? Attack Trump for not being pro-life enough?
It's like I said, and by the way, Lila Rose, there's been some digging done into her. So she supported Jeb Bush in 2016. She's bashed Trump's immigration views on like family separation. She came out in support of some gun control.
So Tyrone was what? Tyrone was right. This is just a liberal on everything but abortion. That's it. And she's the leader of the pro-life movement? That's your plan?
Yeah, I mean, I might be right too. Her career revolves around basically abortion being legal so they can try to stop it.
Yeah.
Well, try to. They're not really doing anything. I don't think she was prepared for Roe v. Wade to actually be overturned. I don't think she ever thought it was going to happen.
I don't think
And
so
in fact,
either.
she was probably hoping it wouldn't happen so she could keep doing whatever the hell she's doing.
Oh, good
Yeah,
lord,
better
Tyrone.
than-
It's worse. How'd it get worse?
Okay, but what about now?
I can barely hear you, but your connection sounds a little bit better.
Okay, what about now?
It's getting better.
Yeah, I had to actually go outside. I'm staying at my uncle's house in East Texas right now.
Okay, now it's better. It's
yeah.
better.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm literally standing in the middle of the road to get a better connection. I probably look fucking insane right now.
Real.
But you know what? This is Texarkana. We have enough insane people here as is.
Okay, Tyrone,
Anyway.
go on the abortion stuff, because I got a rant to go
Anyway.
off of.
Like I've been fucking saying for the longest fucking time, these people are not pro-life. They're merely anti-abortion. They will fucking scream and cry about Roe v. Wade, and they want to try and make Trump commit electoral suicide so Harris can win. So they'll fucking bring Roe back so they can keep making money. And a lot of these people, I'm not saying this to bash you, Grapt, so don't get offended, but a lot of these people are really, really obtuse Catholic type. Like the people who are in charge of this shit are the same people who run the American Solidarity Party. They're social liberal, unassimilated, generally speaking, Catholics. And there's also Lutherans and evangelicals who do this. But from what I've seen, it is mostly like these hyper liberal Catholics who are literally everything but pro-choice.
All right, we have a couple super chats to read. General Hydra for 5. How bad is Kamala Harris's interview and how the town hall is any good? I hear it's good. So the Kamala Harris interview was bad. We'll get to that in a minute. The town hall, I think was good. 91Z28 Bear for 2. She's Joe Walsh with Hooters. Oh, God. Lord Rhino for 5. If Trump runs on an abortion ban, then he won't get elected. Exactly! So what would you rather have? Someone that's going to pass abortion up to birth if she wins, or someone that leaves to the state?
It is literally in the catechism of the Catholic Church, and one specific thing is
don't get
the
started
communion
Catholic
I belong
stuff.
to. It says it is morally permissible to be politically pragmatic about abortion and not ban it fully if you can't ban it fully. You should ban it as far as you can, but if you can't ban it fully, then that's fine, because you're supposed to minimize the loss of life where possible.
Let's see here. Alex Maddox for 2. Check out her latest poll on Twitter. Oh, God, what did she post now? American Nerd for 10. Why do people keep crapping at Trump with the abortion stuff when he's clearly trying his best not to piss off moderates and independents in what could possibly be a very close election this year? Well, because they just think, oh, pass abortion ban and that's it. They don't think long-term. They just think, oh, abortion ban good. That's it.
Raph, did you see the, not to change the subject at all, but did you see the reviews for the Reagan movie that came out today?
That's
For conservatives, Reagan has become Muhammad, the prophet whose no non-believer ever dare mutter. Wow, these are
Raph,
actual
look at this.
reviews.
Look at the audience score versus the tomato meter.
97% to 26. That's about right.
And all the critics are blasting it because they say that it's too Reagan favored. So they're literally
A Reagan movie being too Reagan. Oh, God.
Yeah, it's literally the actor that plays Reagan is a hardcore Republican.
Wow. Now, okay.
They're angry
He's also
at
from Houston, by the way.
propaganda.
Now, before we get into the other stuff, I want to go on a quick tangent. When it comes to the abortion stuff, because someone said something to me that I'm not really thrilled about. Now, this guy I've known for a little bit. We've talked a little bit. I thought we were fine, but this clown said after I said that Trump was constantly attacked for being pro-choice, back in 2016. And I said that these people are doing the same thing they did back then. He hasn't changed that much. And this guy decided to say this. I have zero respect for people like this who call themselves Catholic, but carry water for a man pushing the most evil, un-Catholic policy ever proposed by presidential candidate, tax-funded IVF. This asshole that I've known for a while, I've talked to several times, which I had no problems with, he is saying, I am not an actual Catholic because I support Trump and defending him for this. You know, I don't care if we disagree on politics or whatever, fine. I still support abortion bans. I just think the way to do it is you gotta take your time on it. But to say I'm not a Catholic because of one thing is a bunch of horseshit. I don't get these people. So I'm not Catholic for saying that Trump is right to take your time on it when I disagree with it. I just
We
don't
got
get these
some
people.
real stupid motherfuckers.
These
Yeah,
people.
because apparently real Catholics support Kamala Harris.
Yeah, and real text. Are you in the chat? We're in the Catholic one. The guy,
Yeah, I think so.
go look what he said. I mean, the guy just flip flops every second, and you read what he says. I'm not going to link it here for obvious reasons, but it's
I
like
think I know who you're talking about, but
Pennsylvania
I'm not going to say
King.
his
I'm
name.
going to say his name. I don't care. It's right here. It's
Okay.
on screen. I don't care.
Okay, yeah.
Go look. I mean, it's insane what this guy says. But you're not a real Catholic.
Well, the issue is that he's from Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvanians are schizophrenic.
All right.
And doesn't that guy basically support Kamala Harris now?
Well, no, he says, "Oh no, well, Harris is not going to do anything." That's his plan. His plan of attack is, well, if Trump loses, hopefully Kamala Harris does nothing. That's what he's banking on, basically.
I think a lot of like
strategy.
pro-life Harris. I think a lot of the pro-life Harris people are basically saying that, oh yeah, Kamala Harris will make the GOP pro-life, and Trump will make the GOP pro-choice, and stuff
And you
like
know
that.
damn well the second the Democrats win and they somehow get the Senate, they're going to pass abortion up the birth. They're going to stack the Supreme Court, and there you go. You're never going to have anything ever again. Nothing. You're not going to have any pro-life policies, all because of one thing. Bamani for
Principles.
2. I have no clue what that says. Daenerys, I can't. I don't know what that is.
Daenerys Targaryen or McGarry Terrell.
I don't know what that means. Let me look it up. Let's see here. What does that mean?
What does
I don't
what
know.
mean?
I have no clue.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what either, genius. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
Are you having a Biden moment on me?
Yeah, I am. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Alex Maddox for 2. Lila's poll asked what a gun ban. Oh God, what did she ask? American Nerd for 2. Rap rants are the best way to start your day. Exactly. It's Game of Thrones. I watched like Game of Thrones like 5 years ago, like 2 episodes.
Oh, fun fact: the guy who wrote the disaster that was season 8 of Game of Thrones also wrote X-Men Origins Wolverine.
That explains a lot.
No, I'm not joking. You can look it up.
It sounds like a Game of Thrones thing. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm awful with Game of Thrones stuff.
Oh, I see. Lila's poll says, if President Trump came out with a ban on assault weapons, would you still support him?
That's a separate issue. That's these people are unfreaking believable.
Oh, Trump's a liberal.
Listen, when was Trump ever the super, anti-abortion Republican? When?
Trump was always liberal relative to other Republicans on abortion. That's why he fucking won. Republicans have always been too harsh on abortion. That's why they've never been able to get the
politically dumb.
social moderate vote.
I just think politically, the way you have to do is you have to take your time, like, okay, kick it to the states, and then go state by state and restrict abortion. That's how you do it. But these assholes are so incompetent, they just say ban abortion federally or nothing. And if you don't support it, you're not a Catholic. It's just unbelievable.
Real Catholics vote for gay race communists who want to murder babies at any time of the day.
Well, these people, I mean, again, I don't agree with what Trump's saying. That's what most people agree with that, by the way. Most people are saying, I don't agree with what Trump's saying on abortion, but politically it makes sense right now. And we know he's not going to support abortion at the birth. That's
not
ridiculous.
A sin to engage in real politics. It's not a sin to be a pragmatist. I would like to remind the recently anti-Trump pro-life Catholics that the Spanish crowns did infinitely worse during the Reconquista, yet they are lauded as these amazing people, but they were hyper-pragmatic. They were extremely pragmatic on a lot of issues, They had to get their fucking hands dirty and engage in temporal compromises with Muslim Emirates.
Let's see here.
But people still fucking sing praises for them.
General
But
Hydra
you're
for 2.
unwilling to. But you're fucking unwilling to vote for the dude who got Roe overturned because he said it should be a state issue, and which by the way, he didn't say he's voting for Proposition 4.
Yeah, that's the thing that pissed me off. They're lying about that. He never said he supported it. He never said it. He never said once, I support Proposition 4, or is it Amendment 4? I don't know. But it's the one with abortion.
I'm once again reminding people. I'm once again reminding the chat that people view politics as a spectator sport and not an actual life or death survival at a socio-political level for the country.
Let's see here. General Hydra for 2. It's the House of Dragon. Well, I think I've seen parts of it. Luke J. Gagnon for 10. I recently got a full-time job with Turning Point Action doing ballot chasing here in Wisconsin. If you want insight for how swing states look on the ground,
yeah, you're fucking cool.
I'm open to come on your streams this fall. W's in chat for Gagnon. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah, Gagnon. I don't know. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He follows me, interacts with my tweets sometimes.
Yeah, sure. I mean, maybe this fall. Yeah, if you want.
Sure, invite him on the stream. He's cool.
Yeah, we'll look at it. But you see, we need this kind of philosophy. Get your hands dirty and work for Turning Point Action. American Nerd for 5. Lila Rose, the Kathleen Kennedy of the pro-life movement. I agree. Tyler T for 5. Perfect is the enemy of good. Just take the W and shut up and go home. Yeah, I mean, what would you rather have? Abortion banned in some states, but less restricted in others, or abortion allowed everywhere of the birth.
My favorite part of the federal abortion ban was the part where California and New York maxed out voting for Democrats because they don't want an abortion ban.
Let's see here. The Castman for 5. Trump won't allow pro-lifers in prison, but Kamala will. If Kamala wins, then I won't feel bad for Lila Rose when she throws her in prison. Yeah, she's gonna get thrown in prison. Any pro-life person will get thrown in prison for being, what's the word? Racist or some crap like that.
Domestic terrorist or something.
Yeah, domestic terrorist. Oh God.
You're a domestic terrorist for opposing murdering children.
And what's going to happen
when hate what this country's become.
I guarantee you that they're going to propose not only post-birth abortion, they're going to pass it. They did in Virginia, or they were going to. But not only that, I guarantee you they're going to ram through forced abortion. Like they're going to say, "Oh, this kid has a problem. Like an irregular heartbeat. We must abort him. You have to." I guarantee you it's be crap like that. And people like Lila Rose who say, nothing's wrong with that, vote against Orange Man. Stop the pro-choice Republicans, or whatever. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But alright. So we got the abortion stuff out of the way. I want to go on a tangent for that. I
want to say one quick thing. Guys like Ben Zeitzloft and Lila Rose, they have literally been caught red-handed using their organizations or the people who employ them. Like, they have been caught donating literally 6-7 digits worth of shit to politically liberal initiatives and entities. Like, these people aren't conservatives, they're controlled opposition. What happened to the term controlled opposition? Why does nobody use it anymore? Seriously.
Because it kind of faded out of relevance. Zachary for 5. Hey there, love your channel, been following you for a while. And you have helped me in my political views, and now I'm supporting Trump. W's for Zachary for supporting Trump. Thanks for the super chat. Great. And Mr. Tubbs has joined. Hello. Well, what?
Did I join?
What? You keep muting like immediately.
No, did I join this live stream late?
We've been going for 20 minutes, but all right. American Nerd for 3. Live action needs to be shut down immediately. I wouldn't say shut down, just new people need to run it. Dog down syndrome for 5. The smart thing for Trump and GOP to do would be to divert the issue of abortion from being a top issue. That way it's no longer energizes Democrats. Well, yeah, you want to deflect it. You don't want to be the number one issue because Democrats are going to win that.
It looks like Joe Manchin dodged a bullet. Look what I just posted.
Holy shit. Jim Justice plus 34. Yeah, he was gonna get crushed.
All right, guys, I gotta go. Take
All
care.
right, see you, Tyrone.
See you
Look
there.
at the governor poll here. Boris up 14.
Yeah, you can say it's down ballot stuff. Who knows? Lord Rhino
I'm
for
glad
5.
doesn't.
California-style abortions nationwide or restricted abortions nationwide. Pick one. I know which one I'll pick, and it ain't the California-style. Exactly. Again, we're not going to win every state with abortion, but at the bare minimum, you're saving way more than having Kamala Harris around as president. That's a fact.
New poll.
West Virginia poll. It shows like Trump still going against Biden. That's kind of funny.
That's weird. Why do they pull Biden? What?
I don't know. Probably old.
No, it's from the 20s. What the hell?
Oh, fuck. Oh yeah. By the way, I sent a new poll.
It's Ledger. It's garbage.
Yeah.
All right, so should we get to the interview now that happened last night? Did you guys? Okay, I know Real Texan didn't watch it. Aliens, did you watch the interview?
No, I didn't. I only saw a couple clips.
Tubbs, did you watch parts of it?
Watched like a few clips, but not gonna lie, I didn't watch the whole thing. No, so I
Listen,
really
I would say I watched a full unedited version, like without the commercial breaks. I am not kidding when I say that might have been the worst interview I've seen this cycle. It makes Biden look competent. I'm not even kidding. She didn't have one good answer that entire interview, not one. Tim Walz was a jackass. He said some dumb stuff about, I lied about my military service, but that doesn't really matter. It's like, what are you talking about? Mitchell Hand for 5. I think when the first debate happens, the Harris campaign goes completely off the rails. I think it already is. We're seeing the polls that have Trump up in Michigan. He's up in some polls nationally now. Hell, Quinnipiac has it within 1.
I hate to kind of doom on that, but I mean, if you look at how she did against Mike Pence, she did fine.
No,
She's
she
probably
didn't.
just going to be handed talking points and be very
She
vague.
did not do
People
that
will
good.
eat it up. Maybe the fly just ruined the moment for Mike.
The fly thing always... Oh my gosh. The fly thing was always, like, annoying to me. Who cares? It's a fly. They managed to pick someone who made Biden look psychologically cohesive, actually impressive. Yeah, they made Biden look like mentally there. So, here's a couple of clips that we're gonna watch. I'm gonna pull up here because I just want to show people how bad of an interview this really was. This was the first clip that you can't make this up. And let's see, who invited Gagnon?
I don't know, but somebody did. It wasn't me.
Okay. Let's see here. Pence was boring and monotone. Well, Pence was boring, but at least he wasn't a disaster. All right, so let's watch one clip. Chat, this is what we had to deal with. Like, for those that didn't watch it, this is all you need to watch.
The voters are really eager to hear what your plans are. If you are elected, what would you do on day 1 in the White House? So this is a simple question. She was asked what she would do if she somehow won on day 1. That's an easy question. All right, let me pull this up. Okay, American Nerd for 5. Rap. I didn't watch the interview as I value my sanity, but based on the clips and pics that I've seen, Kamala looked horrible and drunk or on crack. Yeah, all the above. But yeah, so this is what she said.
Well, there are a number of things. I will tell you, first and foremost, one of my highest priorities is to do what we can to support and strengthen the middle class. When I look at the aspirations, the goals, the ambitions of the American people, I think that people are ready for a new way forward.
A new way forward. Why does that sound like a Kamala Harris thing or Hillary Clinton thing? A new way forward. Who comes up with these slogans? Who? A new way forward. Is it Kamala Harris, the vice president?
Yeah.
So, how could she run as being the candidate of change or the new candidate, a new way? How?
Because Blumph and democracy.
But she's literally the vice president. Let's keep going. I'm watching the clip on stream. Hold on. There we go.
In a way that generations of Americans have been fueled by by hope and by optimism. I think, sadly, in the last decade, we have had in the former president someone who has really been pushing an agenda and an environment that is about diminishing the character and the strength of who we are.
So effectively, the answer was Orange Man bad and vote for me because I'm not the vice president. That's basically what it was. No answers of what she actually wanted to do. Well, okay, she did say we gotta build the middle class, but then outside of that, she went off a tangent. She was like talking about we need to stop the Orange Man. The Orange Man's bad. We need a new way forward.
We need to build a wall.
That's just one clip. There's dozens of them. I could keep going. Like right here. Harris was asked about the on the economic issues. And this is what Dana Bash asked. She asked about I wonder what you say to voters who do want to go back when it comes to the economy, specifically because their groceries were less expensive, housing was more affordable when Trump was president. So a halfway decent question, and Harris answered like this.
But I wonder what you say to voters. Affordable.
A bit of Biden and I, that when Joe Biden and I came in office, during the height of a pandemic, we saw over 10 million jobs were lost. People, I mean, literally, we were all tracking the numbers. Hundreds of people a day were dying because of COVID. The economy had crashed. In large part, all of that because of mismanagement by Donald Trump.
It's literally just Orange Man bad. Her answer to, like, why people should trust you is Orange Man bad.
That's Project 2025.
You can't make this up. It was an easy question. CNN's asking, why would people trust you now when people want to go back to before you? And she's literally just saying, the Orange Man was bad. And that's it. That's her answer. Nothing else with actual policy.
When we came in, our highest priority was to do what we could to rescue America. And today,
rescue America, really.
We know that we have inflation at under 3%.
She is celebrating having inflation below 3%. What was the average inflation rate under Trump? Can someone look that up for me? Look up the average inflation rate under Trump. Just some. I'm curious, actually. Actually, I think I know the answer. But can anyone look that up? Is she drunk? I think she's drunk. Let's see.
Average was 1.9%.
Exactly. So they're celebrating
5.7% under Biden.
So they're celebrating.
The last time it was that high was Jimmy Carter.
So they're going to celebrate inflation being at 3%. We slowed down inflation. No, you didn't. The rate of inflation went down a little bit, fine. But it's still way more than Trump ever saw. 3%, that's double what Trump saw on average.
Actually, the inflation rate under Biden is about on par what it was under Nixon.
That makes sense.
And that's probably more stagflation and
but that was
stuff.
The whole Nixon stuff that was right after gold standard was thrown out. So you can't really compare that. My gosh. So now they celebrate a 3% inflation rate. That's not good. For my entire life, I've heard that you had to have inflation below 2% to be healthy. We're now celebrating 3%. Unbelievable. But you could tell she's drunk. She's on something. She's on crack or she's on something.
Around the world.
She's slurring her words. Her answers make no sense.
But you are right.
It's like, what
prices
is this?
in particular for groceries are still too high.
And she's making a big deal. Groceries are still too high in prices. Yeah, because of your policy. Is this her campaign? Just Orange Man bad and, well, actually, the presidency sucks now, but when I'm in charge, we'll fix it. Is that really the plan?
Yeah, probably so.
Aliens, what do you think?
I mean, they're kind of counting that people will separate Harris from the Biden administration, which, I mean, it's working to some extent. insofar as they're able to separate her from his age. But whether or not they can separate her from all the disasters that have happened under Biden's term, I think that a great opportunity to do that will be at the debate to sort of tie them. Because right now, people just don't. When people are asked about Kamala, they just don't know who she is. And I'm convinced that some of her gains is just because people probably don't even know she's vice president.
Yeah. Let's see here.
That is for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it just she still has some people that think, oh, well, it's not Trump or Biden. But then they're going to realize, wait, she's the vice president. Oh, God, wait a minute. Tyler T for 5. It's easy to run a basement campaign on vibes and joy when legacy media won't ask hard questions, will just memory hold her shitty policy stances. Well, they tried that last night, and even the Harris campaign failed. They failed at that. American Nerd for 5. Rap, it would be so freaking funny if all this hype just for Kamala being the future of the Democrat Party just to become the female Walter Mondale. I don't think it's going to get that bad, but... Oh my goodness. You can't make this up. And then she was asked about her policy positions. And you know what she said? You know what she said? My values have stayed the exact same.
Mind you, she supports the wall now.
Yeah, she supports the wall.
She supports the wall because, Trump's not tough on the border.
She supports the wall. She supports fracking now. Just 2 months ago. She was against the wall. She was against fracking.
I support fracking.
You can't make this up.
I support fracking.
It just keeps going. It's like, what the hell was she doing here? It just keeps getting worse. And Tim Walz got asked a question about his military service. And then Walz said, well, the reason that I made the incorrect statement was because of poor English. Remember, he was a teacher.
For the average American.
Remember, he was a teacher. And he said my English was bad. Then why the hell were you a teacher? Spikes for 2. Would you vote for Romney or RFK Jr. in a general? RFK because I hate Romney. I hate Romney's guts.
I don't know if I would vote in that general election.
I would vote for RFK because screw Romney.
I don't like either of them, but that's another topic.
But yeah, I just can't believe this. Alex Maddox for 2. Walz's answers were disgusting. Yeah, you could argue Walz's answers were even worse. Because his military service, he doubled down on it. He lied about it, that he said my English was bad. That's why, I had incorrect statements. And he made a weird joke about, well, I'm from the Midwest, and that's our values or something. It's like, what?
My English is bad. Now shut up and thank me for my service. Trump said suckers and losers, and he had a fight at Arlington Cemetery, and
which I don't. That story's full of shit. I don't believe that. The more
apparently
information,
the cemetery confirmed it was real, but I don't know.
But then you look at the video, it's like nothing actually happened. So I don't know. It's possible, but man, this is.
It may have just been some staff members that were making up rules, trying to get them out of there or something. I don't know.
Let's see here. I would probably vote Romney. At least he's against gay marriage. Well, 10 years ago maybe, but now
I don't think he's against it now.
People know
who matters RFK. So,
but yeah, I just this interview, like, they needed a home run, or hell, just a decent interview, and they failed. They can't even get a good interview from CNN. Can you imagine if they were on Fox News? Oh my gosh, this is just bad.
Oh, don't forget the Republican cabinet thing.
What cabinet thing?
When Harris said that she put a Republican in the cabinet.
Oh yeah, like freaking who's like some Adam Kinzinger or Liz Cheney?
Adam Kinzinger. Yeah, I think she would probably put Adam Kinzinger in like a foreign policy position. Which, dear God, if he does that, I mean, if he's in charge of nukes, Moscow's getting nuked.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I just realized, people are saying, look at the video closer. Why does she look terrible here? I just realized she looks awful. I didn't even realize that she looked this bad. What the hell? She's drunk. She does not look good at all. She looks old here. You know, I don't get it. I don't get why this interview even happened. Like, were they better off just not doing this interview? Since it was such a disaster? Or was it one of those they had to do it? Well, what do you guys think? Like,
It's why she basically. I mean, it's why they're trying to hide her from the media.
but it's one of those things like, did they have to do this interview, you think? Or
I mean, I think it's kind of tradition to do like a joint interview, but oddly enough, they didn't do 60 minutes like they normally do.
yeah, you would have thought it was 60 minutes. They went on CNN. What's up with CNN? Why is it always CNN with these people?
Because CNN is real news,
I guess.
pro-democracy,
Alex
and
Maddox for
60 minutes of fake news and a threat to democracy
but
or
isn't
something.
60 News from CBS?
I think so. I don't know.
Alex Maddox for 2. She kept looking down a lot while answering. Yeah, it's another
Yeah,
thing.
she had
Like,
notes.
she probably did. So she had notes. She had notes, but she still screwed it up. Can you imagine the debate without notes? Now that makes sense. Now she wanted notes because she doesn't know what she's talking about. You know what? I can't wait for the debate in 2 weeks?
Yeah, or something like that.
I don't know. I think that's be a disaster for Harris. She obviously can't do an interview properly. I mean, how the hell do you screw this up? You're on CNN.
She's going to probably try to do the excuse me, I'm speaking thing while the mic is off.
Yeah, it's going to be cringe. Like, that's her whole campaign strategy. Just, everything's fake. Nothing about it's, like, natural. They all think, well, hold on. What if we just repeat what we did back in 2020? That's the fakest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, because apparently the "excuse me, I'm speaking" line is what won Biden the presidency. Well, quote unquote won, because obviously stuff.
Let's see here. G-Storm, New Mexico for 5. Polls in New Mexico have tightened in the Senate race. In your honest opinion, which state has a better chance of flipping, Arizona or New Mexico? I can't plead the fifth on that one.
To go Republican, it's probably still Arizona, but I mean,
It's getting bad for Lake. It's
a
getting.
New Mexico upset isn't completely off the table, anyways.
Let's see here. American Nerd for 5. Rap. Who had a worse military record? Tim Walz, who lied about serving in Iraq, or Bush 43, who got out of going to Vietnam because he was in the Air Force. What? Who got out of Vietnam? I think Tim Walz, because Walz lied about it. I don't think Bush lied about going to Vietnam, did he?
No, but Trump was a draft dodger.
Yeah, I don't think Bush did Bush lie about going to Vietnam? I don't think so.
No, he didn't. If he did, then he would be so fucked. Like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, it's hilarious that the party that accuses Trump of draft dodging Vietnam is the party that supports draft dodging Vietnam.
You know what? I just realized that you're right. Holy shit. So they're opposed to drafts. They support draft dodging. But when the Orange Man supposedly did it, which he didn't, by the way, it's somehow bad now. These people are nuts. Charlie Howard has been a member for 4 months. Thank you so much, good sir.
They're probably the ones that also support drafts to Ukraine.
Probably. But speaking of Arizona and New Mexico, what do you guys think about Arizona right now for the Senate race? We got to talk about it, I think.
It is bad.
Lake's done.
Oh my gosh. Listen. When I
Like,
saw
it's not going to be a double-digit loss, but it's still
I'm
bad.
starting to think it's getting that point. I'm starting to think it's be like Gallego plus 10. That is.
I think
could be.
probability-wise, it's probably likely Democrats. Margin-wise, it's probably still in the lean margin.
I don't think we're gonna lose it by like a safe margin, although it's possible. It's definitely.
The campaign's getting worse. It's getting worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, Masters lost by 5, and he was frankly a better candidate than Lake.
Well, his problem is no money. That's his problem.
Yeah, Masters wasn't great, but he wasn't that good. But he had a better campaign than Lake, and Kelly's way stronger than Gallego. But yeah, I really do think that Lake could. I'm worried Lake will drag Trump down in Arizona.
Reverse coattails don't exist. Sorry.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
I don't believe they exist.
Yeah,
I don't, although a lot of people will probably claim that exceptions will happen.
Yeah, it always happens. It doesn't. But, if you're Republicans in Arizona, what do you do with Lake? You're stuck with her.
I think Trump should disavow her after the election.
I
He
think
should have done it.
he's not getting happy. He's not happy with her. That's all I know.
I mean, yeah, he should have done it before.
Happen.
But
I mean, honestly, I think it would be wise if the NRSC basically said, "Okay, either you improve your poll numbers, or you're not getting any more money."
Well, again, I'm not one of those people that say, bail on candidates like Lake, but when you're losing by that much, it's not because of money.
I don't want to bail on her yet, but if she's not going to improve,
she's not doing
I think
anything.
if by the end of September her campaign is like getting worse and worse, you could probably just pull that money and give it to
it's
I
not
don't know,
like with
somebody or
Masters
something.
where he was down but because of name recognition. And you could argue if he had actual money, he could have possibly won. But this is a situation where Kari Lake is so known in Arizona that her popularity is down the toilet. What's her favorability now? Like -20?
like -15.
It's getting worse. How is it getting
Probably
worse now?
-20.
It's somehow getting worse. And because she flip-flopped an abortion. How about an actual flip-flop, by the way? She said she's the pro-choice candidate. That's what she said.
I don't think it's because of abortion. I think it's because she.
I think it started though. Well, no, that was the first F-up, I should say. That started the downward trend, in my opinion.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, the thing with abortion is I don't really think that. I mean, Arizona is a pro-choice state, obviously, like most states outside of the Deep South. But I don't think it was that. I think what hurt her is, even though like she really the way she was running her campaign is as if she was running against like John McCain, which look, I fucking hate John McCain, but he's dead and he's not relevant in Arizona politics. She was also going full stop to steal, which makes no fucking sense. This was before the election, and after the election, she became completely fucking insufferable. She's just a very vindicative person. She's just a complete psychopath, and she makes Gallego, who's also kind of a psychopath, look sane in comparison.
How do you do that?
I don't think abortion is why she's losing. I think
I'm just arguing that it started the downfall, because before then her campaign wasn't terrible. I thought it was actually a decent campaign before then, but then it went down the toilet.
Are you talking about governor or Senate? Because she's... I mean, she already basically said she was pro-choice running for governor. I don't think that is... I mean, yeah, flip-flopping is...
No, she went full-blown on it. That's my take, but... Okay, couple of super chats to read. Charlie Howard for 5. While things look good, we cannot get complacent. Get out and vote any way you can. Volunteer to be a poll watch. Do anything you can to get Trump in. Absolutely. That's another W's in chat for Charlie Howard. American Nerd for 2. Write in Mark Lamb for Arizona Senate. Don't do that. Vote for Lake, but it's getting to a point now where I don't think she could win.
I will. All I'm gonna say is this: even though I'm not a fan of cinema, if the election was like Lake versus cinema, I would just not vote. But because it's Gallego and I hate Gallego, I would maybe just be a partisan hat. But if it was against cinema, I would not vote at all.
Alex Maddox.
Cinema would be up by 20 against Lake. Not even kidding.
I can actually run the model on this race. I'll let you know about it later.
I just don't think it's good right now. Alex Maddox. Model? No, I don't think Lake's in a good situation.
How to read the super chat.
Alex Maddox for 2. I always thought it was a mistake to run Lake. I thought it was a decent idea at first. When she started, her campaign wasn't bad at the start for Senate. It wasn't. But after she went off the rails, that's when, okay, we have to try someone different. The Castman for 5. Why exactly does Kari Lake do terrible in over elections? Why do they keep electing her in the primaries? Well, this is Arizona politics in a nutshell. The Republican Party is 55% like MAGA or conservative. Right? I just say MAGA. 20%'s more conservative, like Ted Cruz types. The rest are like John McCain's. The problem is the MAGA vote, they make up the majority, and they love Kari Lake. Problem is they only vote for Kari Lake. You see the problem? They have a majority, a small one. What did she get last time? Or in the primary? What was it, 55%? Or something pathetic like that?
I think so.
Yeah, she only gets 52 to 54% in the primary. It's not 75% like it should be. All right, Superior Carolina for 2. Lake would be MTG, but in the Senate, write in Lamb. Don't write in Lamb. Vote for Lake, but I don't think Lake can win. I don't think it's a pathway for her. Now, the question is, can Carrie Lake turn it around? That's a question we should answer. Can she turn it around? Possibly. Can she possibly win? What does everyone think? Is that even a possibility at this point?
It's extremely slim for her to pull off an upset.
Aliens, what do you think?
What was the question?
Thank you. No, I'm asking, do you think Carrie Lake can still pull it off?
I think it's honestly a little early. Even now, like late in August, near September, it's a little early to determine whether or not some of these candidates are DOA, because historically, candidates in the Senate have always pulled pretty bad this time of year. In fact, I think if you go back to this point in 2022, you would have found Tim Ryan leading in a lot of aggregates. You would have found Mark Kelly leading frequently by like 10 plus against Blake Masters. You would have found polls, obviously, with John Fetterman leading by like 10 plus points by this point.
I think, I see what you're talking about, but I think the problem with that theory is Carrie Lake is universally recognized. Everyone knows who she is. So it's not like the Blake Masters or Vance where they were not known at the time. I know what you're saying, though. I know what you're saying.
That's true, but at the same time, Ruben Gallego also isn't really widely known.
Yeah, but at least he's a congressman.
He kind of gets the benefit of the doubt as a like generic Democrat right now.
Well,
I think that once campaign season ramps up, that things are probably going to tighten.
I think it will get closer, but
I think it'll be a lot closer than what the polls say.
Let's see here. Hold on. Lord Rhino for 5. According to Rich Barris, Kamala's heading to the bad polling. Trump +3 like Biden was at before the debate. Holy shit. Well, we called it. We called it.
Barris say, Barris has gotten a lot better, but what did he say?
He said that apparently his recent polling he's done, it's basically the pre-debate polls. Like Trump
that
+3.
Does make sense. And if we have a good debate for Trump where Harris like doesn't show up or whatever, then it could be very good.
Yeah, I think that's what we're heading towards. Like, the problem for Harris is her bump was way too early. She surged way too early. That was what? Middle of July? I mean, that's what? 4 months away from the election. American Nerd for 3. Does anyone else miss Blake Masters running? Oh, absolutely. I want a Masters win so badly. But probably not going to run again. I hope he's put in the administration somewhere. I think he will, but hopefully. DHP for 5. Republicans need to stop talking about abortion. It's over. You can win in Idaho. You can't win in Idaho nor Ohio. We need to give ground on it. We need to worry about the wall. Well, I'm not saying become pro-choice, but if you can't win in Idaho or Missouri on abortion, you're done. Your movement's cooked. You got to like completely rebrand. But I mean, how can you lose Idaho or Missouri? How is that even possible? How? I know there's like the funding gap. That's one thing. That's a pro-life movement's fault. They don't got funding. They don't fund shit. They fund themselves, and that's about it. Luke J. Gagnon for 2. Thoughts on Emerson only having Baldwin +1. I think it's a little bit bullish on Hovde. I think it's closer than Baldwin +10, obviously, but I don't think it's Baldwin +1. I think it's like Baldwin +3 or 4.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think Hovde is going to close the gap.
I think he's running a good
campaign. But I still think that Wisconsin, outside of the 3 like red states that have Democratic senators, I think Wisconsin and Michigan are actually the ones where we have the most chance of winning. Yeah, and like Sam Brown isn't polling that well, which I don't know what's going. Yeah, and like McCormick's going against a very strong incumbent, and Lake Flake. That's a shame, but yeah.
The thing with Wisconsin.
Did you see the recent Emerson poll out of Wisconsin that had Hovde within a point of Sammy Baldwin?
We were just talking about that. But no. I think that's a little bit bullish. Well, maybe Emerson, if they make the same era as they did back in 2020, I mean, I don't know. Hold on a second.
That's a Hovde win, if it happens.
I think with Hovde's running a great campaign here. He is. And the Baldwin campaign's asleep at the wheel. I don't know what they're doing. They're just sitting there. So, I don't know. They're asleep at the wheel right now, while the Hovde campaign's actually doing shit. They're campaigning everywhere. Which I don't get, like, why campaigns do this. They just get complacent and just sit there. Like, yeah, you've been there for 12 years and you're probably going to win, but it's not 100% you're going to win. It's not even a 90% chance you're going to win. Like, why just sit there? And same with Mike Rogers. I think Mike Rogers could pull it off also. I'm surprised by that. But that's what the polling indicates. What's the last poll? It was like Rogers down by 3 or something? With like a bunch of undecideds?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like, how is he doing so good? I don't get that. Like, why is Mike Rogers cooking so much? Is it because Slotkin's a bad candidate or what?
Oh, yeah, a lot of progressives don't like her.
Maybe.
And Muslims too, because he's basically a Zionist, like a massive Zionist.
Robinson is crisscrossing North Carolina right now. Yeah, so his campaign's amping it up right now because he needs to. He needs to get something going right now.
I mean, he's running a good campaign. Problem is, he's
That's
basically scandal plagued.
That's what these idiots don't understand. His campaign, when you look at what he's actually doing, is basically perfect. The problem is his scandals are dragging him down. That's his big... And the scandals are fake, by the way. They're all horseshit. But that's...
I mean, it was always probably going to be an uphill climb for him because he has said some very, I guess, like probably too conservative things, but the scandal probably really brought him down. And I mean, Stein basically, I mean, that probably is the death blow to his campaign. But to Robinson's campaign, I mean.
The thing with Robinson, though, is like, North Carolina polls suck, especially for governor.
Yeah, I mean,
they're pretty bad.
They're polling error of like maybe 6-7 points.
It's way worse than presidents. I don't know how that's possible, but yeah, it's usually like 8 points.
I think if you did apply the polling error from last time to this time,
I think Robinson's slightly ahead.
I think Robinson would actually still be down by like a point.
I don't know. I gotta look into it more. But I think that with Robinson, I think he'd still win. He just needs to run the table at this point. Just can't barnstorm the state. You just make your campaign about Trump. That's what you should do. If you're in North Carolina as a Republican running for governor, run as the Trump candidate. Vote for me. I'm the Trump endorsed candidate. That's all you have to do. Because if Trump wins by a couple points, well, do some math.
Isn't Robinson like out of money?
No, that's false. He's actually fundraising pretty good. That's the weird thing about all of this. His campaign's actually solid. Fundraising wise, policy wise, it just, I don't know.
Well, the RGA is actually funding him, but Stein is still outraising him by like
that's a thing.
Double.
But at least Robinson has money. That's the thing. Let's see here. Robinson's not winning as of now. He's the weakest candidate the GOP could have run. Oh, that's bullshit. Robinson's running a good campaign, just the scandals are dragging him down a little bit. But the thing that now here's the thing though. They might have used those scandals a bit early. Because if that's their big scandal they're going to run on, wouldn't you want to save that for October? Like right before the election?
Yeah, but maybe the damage is already done. I don't know. They're trying to define him early. That's the thing campaigns do.
But like it might like temporarily hurt Robinson, but it seems like some polls are indicating that he's going back up a little bit. I don't know. We just got to see like.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess the October surprise could apply in other places, but North Carolina early voting starts very early, so.
Let's see here. K-Cub for 5. I've seen more ads about Hovde himself and his work/life from his campaign. Meanwhile, Baldwin is running what the hell is wrong with this guy ads. Well, yeah. Hovde's trying to define himself, which is good. Not, oh yeah, I'm going to let the Democrats define me for 5 months and then run a campaign or TV ad. How can Moreno win? He's finally doing a campaign event for crying out loud. That's a first step. But I think he's still, it's be a close race, but I think he's a favorite still. Just because of the...
If the election was held today, I think he would lose.
Well, yeah, but like, I think the problem for Brown is it seems like he hit a ceiling at like 48%. 48, 47%. And if Moreno wins all the Trump supporters, he's got it. I mean, he's at like, let's say he's at 45 and Brown's at 48. Is that about right? Roughly? Like 48, 49?
Yeah, probably.
And if you're Moreno, if you win the Trump voters, which that's what's left, the undecided voters are all Trump voters, obviously. There's no Harris supporters well, there's going to be some, obviously, but the vast majority of the undecideds are Trump voters. You got a problem if you're Brown. You want to be above 50 for sure.
I mean, what Brown's probably going to do in, I guess, probably in the end game is probably start tying himself to Trump.
Yeah, if he starts doing that, he might be in trouble, though. Like Tester, if you start doing as a Democrat, like Tester's doing, you're not in a good situation. Business Chud for 2. Down ballot, we are going to see the reverse of 2022. Like, Republicans overperforming? I agree with that, actually. Hudson Dean for 5. If Whatley was still the North Carolina GOP chair, Rob would have a better chance of winning. I actually agree with that. Because the guy they replaced him with, I think, is still decent, but Whatley is, like, a different animal. He knows what he's doing. Way better than Ron, huh? That's for sure.
Yes.
Let's see.
Usually I see 2 buses in the lane.
What was that? Okay, what was that? I don't know. Let's see here. Hovde, Rogers, McCormick have all been running good campaigns. Yeah, why is McCormick running a good campaign? Tubbs, you're the expert of this. What's going on here?
McCormick is just like, spending a lot of money, holding a lot of, campaign events. I mean, he considering that he's against a very strong incumbent, he's doing a very good campaign for who he is and who he's running against. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. Like, I'll just put it this way. If Moreno was running his campaign in Ohio the way McCormick is running his campaign in PA, Moreno would be the favorite right now. I'm pretty sure of it. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Moreno's starting to get to that point, though. It seems like he's upping the campaign a little bit, so.
I don't know. I mean, I think he just wins because of polarization, because I'm sorry. I don't think Harris is going to do better than Biden or Clinton in Ohio. Fucking bullshit. I think Trump wins Ohio by like 10 or 11. And if he does, it's very hard to see for me to see Strawbridge outperforming, Harris by more than like 6 or 7. Yeah. Same thing with Tester, and I think Tester's done.
He's done. I mean, that TV ad sealed it. When you have to run like that, you're done. Christopher Gooden for 2. How accurate is 270 to win? I don't really use them that much, so I can't really say. McCormick's money and ads are helping Trump too. Again, the reverse coattails I don't think really exist. Well, okay, when he attacks Harris, maybe. But reverse coattails,
The average person on election Twitter thinks they exist.
They don't. Like, unless it's something crazy like Mastriano loses by 20 or whatever, that's one thing. But even then, it's like, you look at Vermont where Phil Scott wins by 50, but Trump loses by 40. It's like, I don't know. Brown isn't outperforming Harris by that many points. Yeah, if he has to outperform Harris by like 10, I would say. 10 points. Is it possible? Maybe. But a 10-point difference? That's pushing it. Like, you're talking about... Well, how much was Susan Collins' overperformance? Like 20? It was something crazy like that. But even then, that's Susan Collins. Yeah, she was supposed to lose by 8. She won by 8. It was like 15 points, but that's Maine. That's a completely different state. That's Susan Collins. Brown doesn't have that history of overperforming that much. Susan Collins did. For crying out loud, 2008, didn't she win like 40 or something crazy?
Yeah, she did. She won in like in 2008 and like 2014 by like 30 points.
Exactly.
Which people forget. And Brown, like in 2012, like people forget this. He did pretty well in 2018, although that was against a non-candidate in a blue wave year. Yeah, but like Brown in like 2012, like only won, but he did like a few points better than like Obama against fucking Josh Mandel of all people. And Josh Mandel had a reputation back then too. It's not a new thing.
Yeah, the thing with Mandel is like, it's not because Brown outperformed Obama, but Mandel just did worse than Romney. That's what happened. Romney got like 47%, Mandel got like 45%, but Brown got like 50%, Obama got 50%.
Yeah, Mendel has always been been a fairly weak candidate from what people in Ohio politics tell me, and he's always been kind of a goofy character. Like even in 2012, he was like this, despite what some people think. Yeah,
Oh
and
God,
but
it's
yeah,
not good.
if he would have done worse than, by the way, against Tim Ryan, he would have probably won by like only 2. Maybe he could have lost, but I don't know. We'll never know.
Yeah, but JD Vance is the unelectable guy.
Oh,
Anyways, let's see here. Susan Collins is a Republican. Joe Manchin. Well, I would think Susan Collins is actually more impressive because Joe Manchin, his last victory was in 2018 in a blue wave, and he barely won. Collins won in 2020 in a presidential year with Trump on the ballot. That's way more impressive. Way more impressive. Because you can argue.
I think Collins is going to run again in 26, but do you think she holds on? It's going to be tough.
I think she holds on. I think she barely wins.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who the Democrats are going to run against her. Maybe Golden if he wins this year.
I don't know. I'm hearing things about Golden. He might back Trump. I don't know. So that may not happen.
I don't think he will. I think he may switch parties after this election if he barely wins, but I don't think he's going to back Trump as a Democrat.
Maybe. Hey, Rap, are you gonna do 3 to 4 streams for final governor's, House, Senate, presidential predictions of the last few days? Yes. My plan is from November 1st to the 4th, we're gonna have a stream every day. Going over final predictions. That's my plan.
I don't think a governor prediction.
We're not doing governor. Governor prediction would just be with the House prediction or something. Because it would just be what? New Hampshire and North Carolina? That's it.
Or if you have a hot take on Washington, that's basically
That's
it.
not happening now. American Nerd for 5. Breaking from the Kelvin Coolidge Project. Texas State Democrat Representative Sean Terry has joined the Republican Party. The tides might be turning. Yeah, can somebody... Okay, we were talking about this earlier before the stream. Explain this, Real Texan. This party switch.
So this is a Democrat. She's from South Houston. Very Democratic, very black, Hispanic area. She's a black person herself, black woman. So she was the only Democrat in the Texas State House to vote for the ban on transgender care for children. And she got primaried out back in March.
So she said screw it.
And yeah, and I guess this is basically her final
FU
to the Texas Democrats.
But no, it's why is Texas seeing a bunch of Democrats bail like that? You had the guy from Dallas, wasn't the guy from Rio Grande Valley flip too? Did he flip?
I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Maybe mayor, I don't know.
No, I thought there's a state legislator that was that flipped parties.
I don't remember.
I thought
I don't
so.
remember.
But yeah, the mayor of Dallas did so. Now you got this. I don't know. Check out Nate Silver's. Oh God, what did Nate Silver say now? Let me look it up. Do I really want to know what that clown had to say? Nate Plastic. Let's see. Nate Silver. Who should I look at Nate Silver's model? What did he post now? Trump went up again. Trump just went up again, everybody. Trump went up in the Nate Silver model. No way. Yep, he did. He's now at 53% chance of winning. It went up from yesterday. Even with that shitty Bloomberg poll, which, by the way, what the hell is going on Bloomberg? They had, Michigan winning 10 points Republican, then...
Oh, yeah, they had North Carolina going to Harris.
What a load of shit. It's happening.
And Arizona was tied. So, and yeah, Nate Silver's model still has Trump down in Wisconsin and Michigan.
What a load of shit. What
by the same amount, by the way.
That's bullshit.
They give it percent chance. I think it's 55% chance that Harris wins both Wisconsin and Michigan.
Yeah, so Nate Silver is saying that Trump's a favorite now, and he's trying to explain it away. He's saying, actually, it's because of the convention. I thought there's supposed to be a convention bump. Weren't you making a big deal about that?
By the way, Red Eagle actually thinks that Harris is the favorite in Michigan, although very slightly.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I still think Trump wins Michigan.
Michigan's kind of interesting. I think it's going to be very close, but I don't know. The polls are okay for Trump in Michigan, even against Harris.
Well, no, if Trump's only down by a point, actually some polls have him up now, but if he's only down by a point in most polls in Michigan, yeah, you're probably winning Michigan. It's just Michigan polling sucks. Same thing with Wisconsin polling.
And if the rumor about the Seltzer poll being Trump plus 19 is true,
where is that
then
poll at? Where?
it hasn't been released yet. This is a rumor that got started by Barris. He claims that behind the scenes they're holding on to a Trump plus 19 poll in Iowa.
But other people confirmed it. That's the thing, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a disaster for Harris in pretty much every state in the Rust Belt if it's actually that strong for Trump.
Especially
like Wisconsin. He's winning Wisconsin by more than 5% if that's the case.
But that's the thing, like, it wasn't just Barris that said that. He was the first one to say that. But then other people said, yeah, by the way, there's a poll out there that's Harris or Trump plus 20 in Iowa.
Yeah, I think it's the only one going on.
Wait,
Okay,
what?
I think it was plus.
But yeah, we gotta wait for that poll.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they're still trying to mess with the weighting.
I don't know. You can.
Hey, I gotta go.
All right, see you real Texan. But if it drops like next week and they waited 3 weeks to drop it, I'm gonna laugh hysterically.
They've been doing that. Other pollsters have been waiting weeks to drop their polls.
I know that's just wrong. That's just morally wrong. I think, because that's from 2 weeks ago. It's clear that now it's swinging towards Trump again.
Yeah, it's kind of just disingenuous because they want this bump to last longer.
Rap, in the last 2 weeks leading to the election, will you stream on the weekends? My plan is to stream basically every day, so yeah. The cast spin for 2. It looks like Trump got the DNC bump instead. Well, like we were saying, there was a possibility, and it turns out it's true. Harris's bump was before the convention. That was it.
Absolutely. That's basically been confirmed. I think her problem is she may have peaked too early.
Oh, she did.
And that's going to be a problem for her.
She's in trouble now. Because, like, now Trump, like, he's starting to pick it up a little bit in the polling again. And now you have Harris giving shitty interviews. And it seems like the good pollsters are showing that Trump's starting to swing, the state's swinging towards Trump again.
Yeah, I will say this about the interview. Like, it wasn't very good, but I don't think the interview itself is the indicator. The indicator is not like the interview itself will change much, but the fact that her interview in a very good setting was mediocre at best is going to be very bad for her. Because if she gets even a little bit of pushback, I mean, it just seems like she's going to fold.
Well, that's what happened.
Yeah.
She had a
This
little
could
bit
be
pushback.
like it could be like an optics war, similar to the 1960 debate, how JFK kind of won it off of his optics, while Nixon was looking more uncomfortable in his position.
Well, again, that's the big
You
thing.
could
Like,
have a similar moment like that at this debate as well.
You
if
had, like,
Kamala sort of folds under pressure.
well, you had the people that listened to the radio and they thought Nixon won. The people that watched on TV, they thought JFK won. So, I mean...
Yeah, nobody listens to the debates on the radio anymore. Maybe a few people do.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, that's what happened, though. But yeah, that's a good point, though. Like, it's going to be an optics war. So if Harris, like, falls apart during the debate, she's done. That's what happened with Biden. It's not that what he was saying was bad. I mean, it was bad enough, but what made it worse was he looked bad.
He was like he was going to die.
He had his mouth gaping open.
Yeah,
right?
Trump was just looking like, what the hell did I walk into?
Trump was mewing while he was doing that, too. There was, like, no starker contrast.
Yeah, all the memes popped up from that. Trump's trying to appeal to delay sentencing on September 4th. Thoughts? Well, that makes sense. You don't want to have sentences right before the debate. If they throw him in jail, oh my god. They're going to, I think. If they don't delay the sentencing, they're gonna throw him in jail. They're gonna say, "Oh, you're in prison for life. Get out of here. Bye." Which I think would just backfire even further. But I don't think the Democrat Party's that smart. Who knows? But all right, I think we went over everything. Did we miss anything? I don't think so. Rap, your reaction of Trump won every state except Minnesota. 1984 called. That's all I gotta say to that.
Have we discussed Maryland yet, or have we talked about it before?
We talked about it like a couple days ago. I don't trust Maryland. I
think that's. I think Hogan could get within 10, but I don't know. Him winning it would be astonishing. But
if he wins it, we're having a good night.
Yeah, if he wins it, we're having a good night, or Hogan's a fucking electoral juggernaut.
It could be a combination of both, but I think with Hogan, I think it comes out what actually Trump does. If he loses by 35 or whatever, he's done. But if he only loses by like 20, maybe it could be enough. Maybe.
Yeah, he'd have to lose it by like the high 20s, right? And it's also a federal race. It's not a governor's race,
That's
which
a
people
thing.
forget.
Let's see here. Marco Rubio. What did Marco Rubio tweet? People saying, look at his tweet. What? Rubio.
It might have been a hint that Trump is going to campaign against Amendment 4 in Florida.
Let's see here. That feeling when you know. Oh, hold on. What? He posted a picture of a gator, so it could be a college football thing, but this is okay. What is this? So it's a picture of the Florida Gators logo, but he says that feeling when you know something really good is about to happen that'll surprise a lot of people. It's a picture of the Florida Gators.
I think it's football related. I don't think it's. I saw that tweet. I don't think it's politics related.
It has to be. Well, it's Marco Rubio. It might be. Who knows?
It could literally be anything.
It's probably football related because I don't think he's like talking about politics. But who knows? I hope it's politics related.
Where like Trump comes on and says, "I'm voting against Amendment 4, voting against it." That's what I hope that's the case. And shut some people up. But then they'll complain. They'll complain, actually, he didn't go far enough. That's not pro-life enough.
I heard someone say this could be Rubio replacing Sanders at that thing, but I doubt it. Why would he give up his Senate seat?
Yeah, why?
It's like, I gotta go, guys.
All right.
I'll talk
91.
to you later.
See ya. 91 Z28 Bear for 2. For me, I got 286 for Trump. Seems about right. Vote no on Amendment 4. I agree. Bro, I think we've reached everything. We talked about everything that mattered. The polling, the abortion stuff. I think that's everything. So, Poster Tubbs, you got any other questions? Any other, like, comments to make?
I actually don't. I think, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's it, everyone. If anyone got any more questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, best ways to send super chats via the chat. Again, all support's greatly appreciated. Last calls, folks. Last calls for super chats. Let's see here. We need to get enough no votes. Yeah, that's the thing with Florida. I think it's 60% to pass referendums, if I'm not mistaken. So if we just get 40%, I'll take it. 40% no. It would barely fail, but it would still fail. That's what we need.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, Florida's a fairly pro-choice state, as Republican as it is.
I don't know. I still think that using a referendum for 20 years ago, I don't know. It's one of those states where I think it could be very pro-life, but at the same time, I could see be pro-choice as well. I don't know. I think it's either very pro-life or very pro-choice. No in between. It's Florida. So I'm hoping that election will be called at 11 p.m. on election night. If Trump is up by 5 points at 80% and he wins. Well, no, I don't think they're going to call it, but I think we're going to know right away if Trump's going to win or not. If he's like doing 20 points better than Philly or something, you know it's over. Luckily, it's 60 and not 50, so there's an actual decent chance it fails. That's the thing. If it gets 60% or 59%, yes, it still fails. So, but anyways, folks, I think we're in the stream here. If you guys did enjoy this stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts, the description down below, excuse me. And of course, join the